is the Eastern Business Report, where we look at the business ecosystem in the Eastern region and discuss topics affecting the region's economy. But first, let's take a look at some of the major business and development stories making headlines across the Southeast, beginning first from Ebonyi State, where tension is brewing in the Ameze community of Ivo local government area of Ebonyi State following an emergency stakeholders meeting convened by the executive chairman of the council, Aja Emmanuel Obonya, over a controversial mining directive affecting their land at Oboro Ajami. The meeting held on Saturday, February 14, 2026 at the Ivo Local Government Area Secretariat in Isaka brought together political office holders, traditional leaders, development union executive, youth and women leaders, as well as other critical stakeholders of the Ameze community. Among those present were the members representing Ohanivo Federal Constituency in the House of Representatives, Nke Kama, alongside former council chairman, past and present community leaders, ward councillors, political appointees, and elders. In his opening address, Chairman Aja reportedly conveyed what he described as a directive from the governor of Ebonyi State, Chief Francis Obona Wifiru, where, according to him, a mining company identified as Hepziba and Beulah Concepts Limited, owned by Anokute Ndi Onoka Nathaniel Chukwunyere, must be allowed to operate on their land at Mboro Ajami in the Ameze community. Although the company's license had reportedly been revoked by a federal mining authority, the Mining Cadastry Office, Ziba and Beulah Concept Limited, has sued the Mining Cadastry Office, and the matter is currently before a federal high court of competent jurisdiction. However, the meeting reportedly took a drastic turn when stakeholders were allegedly denied the opportunity to respond to the chairman's remarks. Still from Ebonyi State, with the Ebonyi State University of Information Communication Technology, Agbaja said it introduced an industry-driven curriculum integrating ethical hacking, blockchain technology, financial technology, and tech entrepreneurship in order to boost the nation's education sector. The initiative, spearheaded by the Vice Chancellor, Engineer Professor Ernest Ituma Abba, is designed to equip students with cutting-edge digital competencies while fostering a culture of social responsibility. Addressing journalists in Abakaliki at the weekend, Professor Abba said the institution's mission extends beyond technological proficiency to producing graduates who are ethically grounded and socially conscious. Professor Abba disclosed that the university's academic framework places strong emphasis on emerging technologies, where students undergo intensive training in ethical hacking, FinTech, blockchain system, and Web 3.0 technologies, supported by partnerships with global technology firms. He explained that the ethical hacking program focuses on defensive cybersecurity strategies, equipping students with the expertise to anticipate, mitigate, and neutralize digital threats in real-world environment. He further maintained that the broader goal is to nurture a generation of tech-driven innovators capable of advancing Nigeria's digital economy responsibly. Moving to Anambra State, where the Anambra State government has commenced sealing of shops belonging to individuals for allegedly failing to comply with the governor's directive to resume full trading activities on Mondays and end the protracted sit-at-home action. A state government delegation took an on-the-spot assessment to Nkwa Market, Electrical Market, Obosi, Mboka, Spare Parts Market, Obosi, and the Building Materials Market, Ogidi, where the famous Nkwa Market was a ghost of itself when the state government team arrived there, though a handful of traders were spotted. The situation was slightly different at the Electrical Market and Mboka spare parts market, both in Obosi, as a few shop owners opened for business. However, some of the traders commended Governor Soludo for returning commercial life to the market. But at the building materials market in Ogodi in Ndemili North Council area was an embarrassment to the state government monitoring team, as leader of the team threatened a shutdown of the market. Unfortunately, the Anambra state government is facing challenges in its effort to restore commercial activities every Monday after years of the IPOB declared sit-at-home action that has nearly grounded socio-economic activities of the southeast region of Nigeria. Moving to Abia State, where the Abia State government has announced plans to commence the settlement of long-standing salary arrears owed to former local government councillors. This is for those who served between 1999 and 2022 in what the administration describes as part of a broader effort to clean up inherited physical and governance liabilities. Governor Alex Otti disclosed this during a meeting with members of the Association of Former Elected Councillors in Umuahia on Sunday. According to the governor, payment of the arrears accumulated over more than 2 decades will begin before the end of February and will be executed in batches. Otti explained that when the issue was brought to his attention, he was not fully briefed on its complexity, including multiple court cases and partial payments made under court orders by previous administrations, stating that his government has decided to harmonize all claims and resolve the dispute holistically, noting that leadership demands confronting inherited problems rather than postponing them. Now from Delta State, the Delta State government has earmarked the sum of 7 billion naira for each of the 25 local government areas in the 2026 budget to open up rural communities and strengthen healthcare delivery, according to the State Commissioner for Works and Public Information, Mr. Charles Anyago. The government had initially set aside 3 billion naira per local government, amounting to 75 billion naira for the expansion of rural road networks across the state. Anyago, who recently spoke in an interview on Sunday, said the governor, Honorable Sharif, had, however, approved an additional 4 billion naira per council to cover interventions in health, education, and other human capital development priorities. Anyago described the move as unprecedented, stating that no other state in the Federation currently dedicates such significant funds directly to local government development. On healthcare, the commissioner said the enhanced allocations would further complement the over 16 billion naira already earmarked for the sector, noting that the government's focus goes beyond infrastructure to include human capital development. He acknowledged the challenges posed by the migration of medical personnel abroad, but said the administration has taken deliberate steps to address the gap. He, however, disclosed that more medical personnel have been recruited, while additional training programs are ongoing to address manpower shortages and reduce capital flight in the sector. The managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Dr. Samuel Obuku, has assured that the 21-kilometer Iheme Guru Aba Rand Mpa Umu Okerika road traversing the Iheme Mbano local government area of Imo State and Abia and River State will be completed in record time. Speaking during an inspection of a section of the road in Ahiazo, Mbise, Imo State, Obuku expressed satisfaction with the pace of work on the project, noting that the second phase will soon be awarded. The NDDC boss, who was accompanied by the Commission's Executive Director Project, Dr. Victor, emphasized the importance of the road, noting that it was strategic as it would link 3 NDDC mandate states of Imo, Abia, and Rivers, while quoting across 4 local government areas in Imo State, namely Ahazu Mbise, Abo Mbise, Ezenifete Mbise, and Abong Okpala. He further assured that the Ahiara Ngo Okpala axis of the road would also be awarded, as it would boost the local economy upon completion. Now from Akwa Ibom State, the Akwa Ibom State Internal Revenue Service has announced a change in the process for payment of all state taxes, levies, and revenue payable to the Akwa Ibom State government, where in the public notice the service informed all taxpayers, employees, corporate organizations, MDAs, contractors, and the general public about the new directive. According to the statement, the development is part of ongoing reforms by the state government to improve transparency, accountability, and efficiency in revenue collection across the state. He added that all taxes and levies must now be paid through Akwa Remit, the state-approved electronic payment platform available at akwaibomstate.gov.ng. Still from Akwa Ibom State, a civil society organization, Policy Alert, has called on local government chairpersons in Akwa Ibom State to comply with the state fiscal responsibility law by publishing their physical documents online to promote transparency and accountability in grassroots governance. The organization made the call during an advocacy visit to the chairperson of Okobo local government area, George Henshaw, as part of its project titled Prioritizing Communities, Enhancing Transparency and Accountability in Local Government Administration. Akwa Ibom's Fiscal Responsibility Law, codified as Volume 3, Cap 56 of the Laws of Akwa Ibom State 2022, mandates the 31st local government councils in the state to publish their physical document online. Section 47, subsection 2 of the law requires all ministries, departments, and agencies, including local government, to mention functional online portals for publishing critical physical documents such as proposed and approved budgets, budget implementation report, individual MDA's performance report, and audited financial statement. However, findings show that many local government councils in the state do not operate functional websites, as a search of the few councils with online portals as well as the state budget website did not yield any published budget document for any of the councils. Finally, and still from Akwa Ibom State, the Akwa Ibom State government has pledged timely intervention to address all infrastructural gaps, if any at the Victor Attah Airport, to ensure a seamless international flight takeoff in April. The federal government in 2025 approved international status for the Victor Attah Airport, after which the state governor, Emo, inaugurated a committee headed by the secretary to the state government, Prince Enobom Owa, to oversee the full implementation of the international status of the Victor Attah International Airport. Speaking when he led a technical team to inspect the progress of work at the international wing of the airport on Sunday, the State Commissioner of Finance and Coordinating Commissioner of Special Duties expressed satisfaction with the progress already made. He expressed satisfaction that barely 2.5 months to the take-off date for international flight from the Victor Attah International Airport in Uyo, the state government has confirmed its readiness to accomplish the task according to plans.